Next item to be evaluated is pretty much a yes or no type of category. Wants to know about the stoniness of the soil. Well, obviously, stoniness can affect the capability and utilization of this site, especially for cultivated agriculture. All we have to do here is to determine whether or not the stones are going to be a barrier to the utilization of that site. And based on our explanation on page 17 of your manual, it tells us that stony soils, sufficient coarse fragments greater than 10 inches in size that make use of all machinery impractical except for hand tools. When evaluating the site to determine whether it's stony or non-stony, do not be deceived by the presence of substantial amount of rock or aggregates in that soil. Only if they are an average of 10 inches or greater in diameter and would restrict or prevent all type of cultivation should we grade that soil as being stony. Flooding. We get this information from the site card. That's item number I to be evaluated on our land evaluation card. When we look at the site card, it will tell us when or how frequently that particular soil has flooded in the past. And we would use that information to put it into one of the categories that's listed on our site card. Obviously, if it never floods, that would be the checkoff. Rare is described as on the average one time or less than 20 years. Occasional, one time in 2 years, or basically every other year. And frequent more often than every other year. So we'll be looking at the site card, we'll be gathering that information and simply using it to put the flooding into one of these 4 categories based upon the parameters that are defined in your manual on page 17. Okay, once we've evaluated all of these factors, items number A through I on our left-hand side of this card, we then need to make a very important determination. That determination is which capability, or even before we go to the capability class for the land, which of those factors that we've just evaluated above will keep this site from being Class 1 land. Now, Class 1 land is the land that has the least amount of restrictions, can be used for basically the most intensive use that we would ever utilize land for, which would be full season cultivated type of agriculture.